J.D. Wilkes is mostly known as the rambunctious frontman of the legendary Shack Shakers. J.D. is also a painter, comic artist, and historian, writing such books as Barn Dances and Jamborees Across Kentucky. Now, he has written his first novel, The Vine That Ate the South. We join J.D. at one of the locations that sparked his imagination to write The Vine That Ate the South. Adjacent a busy western Kentucky highway resides a forgotten memory, a real ghost town. Obscured by trees and undergrowth, passers-by are really not aware of its existence. Trudging through the mud toward the town's hotel is J.D. He blends perfectly into the winter-esque landscape, both in terms of visuality and mood. One supposes that if this town suddenly came back to its former life, J.D. wouldn't be out of place. For he's nearly a ghost himself, a shadow of times past projected onto modern society.
But yeah, I started writing the book 4 or 5 years ago in Norway when we were playing over there. And we were in the Arctic Circle of Norway, and we're in this van, like land of the midnight sun. But then everything goes dark when you go into these long tunnel caves through these mountains. And you got to imagine, it's like Middle Earth. It's so pristine in the Arctic Circle up there, these mountains and everything. Driving through it, just seeing all this beauty, and then like plunged into darkness into this cave, you know, basically, and you're in that tunnel driving for like 30 minutes of darkness. So I cracked my laptop open for a light source, and it's just started waxing poetic about Kentucky because I was getting homesick. But I'm also in this Lord of the Rings frame of mind because I'm in the mountains underground, like where dwarves might live, and elves and dragons, and so, you know what, we've got our own monsters and witches and crazy characters that are ours, that aren't Anglo-Saxon necessarily, but are Southern. And what if somebody did a Kentucky Lord of the Rings, you know, about our folk tales, you know, hoodoo, voodoo, Appalachian stuff, you know, Mississippi Delta stuff. We're at the crux of the Mississippi Delta and the foothills of Appalachia. So there's a lot of culture, a lot of stories, superstitions and sayings that I could cram into this thing and have a field day. So that's what I did. The Vine That Ate the South, and, you know, the kudzu and all the, you know, the vines and wisteria and all that. I tried to make it nice and lush like the landscape and our culture. So, my little Valentine. In art school, they taught us about the sublime, and that is like a fear of nature looming large over you. And it's like Moby Dick. If you read Moby Dick, it's almost a biblical story about nature and how powerful it is, and how we all knees bow to God's creation because it's so awesome. So, in the same way, my white whale are the woods of western Kentucky, and my 7 Seas are the trails that cut through the woods. And that's just I think the style of writing is more in that 19th century florid language, because I see that in nature here, you know, all the vines twisting, the blackjack vines and the kudzu and all that. I see that as almost like floral language that describes where we're standing even better.